Hi, my name's Veronica, and I'm going to evaluate 3 learning resources, as well as present my own original learning resource about Year 8 Australian Curriculum Chemistry Unit. So this unit is about the difference between chemical and physical changes, looking at both compounds, elements and mixtures. So there are 2 parts to it. I found 3 resources that I thought complemented each other quite well. The first one is a simple video on TeachTube. Second one is a quiz, and the third one is an extended video by Bosman Science. So let's have a look at the first one. So this resource is created by a teacher on TeachTube. It is a very simple video where she takes one example, paper, rips it up, creates physical changes to it, and then she puts it in the beaker, sets it alight, and shows a chemical change. So one example, very simple, no auditory words, just simple captions that explain key points about what is happening. She also sums it up at the end and gives a very good little summary about chemical change versus a physical change and how to remember it. The next one that I want to talk about is Bosman Science. Now these differ in the sense that the first one, if we looked at, say, the technology integration matrix, which assesses the depth of content and also the different ways that children can engage with a technological resource. The first one is more at an entry level and it's content focused. This next one is more developmental. It allows children to do some deeper thinking about it. It also allows for some extension work and sets up some basic information if you want to do some experiments with your children for them to understand those chemical changes that are going to happen in the experiments. So this is Bosman Science. He uses really good real-world examples, relates to children really well. It's very age-specific. I think teenagers will relate really well to Bosman. Doesn't talk down, isn't patronising. It's really casual, really open, really engaging. So he uses pictures, uses simple keywords, and then at the end of his video, so here we go, he's got some examples of physical changes, chemical changes, and then at the end, he goes into that molecular level about what is happening, what the chemistry is, about the physical and the chemical changes. He does this in quite a simple way, using word equations, so it's easy for children to understand what's going on. So that is my second resource. The only drawback about this one is that it does go for 10 minutes, so it requires a little bit more commitment from children. It's a good one perhaps to do at home if they've got the internet access. I also turned it into a TED-Ed flip lesson via TED-Ed so that children can come to class having watched it already, having some background information. This next one is a quiz. It's made by Scoodle. Scoodle make quizzes and resources that relate directly to the curriculum, so they meet the learning objectives fantastically. I think it's quite age-related. Children, early teenage sort of age, would find this very useful. They can visualise what's happening at a molecular level. Unlike the other 2 resources, which are more conceptual, this one's very interactive and it allows you to see what's happening at a molecular level. It goes into a different aspect of that learning curriculum. Instead of focusing on the chemical and the physical changes, it focuses on the molecular chemistry. We've got a question here. Simple multiple choice, which of these is a solid? If I click on the wrong answer, I can do a little tutorial to find out what went wrong. So it tells me what a solid is, what a liquid is, what a gas is, and what they look like. So I can go back here, I can try again, and then it embeds that knowledge by doing the question again. So the students can really use this as a revision task to embed that knowledge. So it's a really good resource. Again, on the TIM, the Technology Integration Matrix, this one is more sort of understanding and children can use it for higher order thinking about that molecular level. So with my own resource, what I did was I created a video because I found the videos most engaging. And I tried to do what Bosman did by creating a character, sharing a bit about myself, and I used one example, like the first video, which I thought was very effective. One example, which goes through physical and chemical changes, which I used creating a fire. So I'll just play in the back and front while I talk a bit about it.
My name is T, and I'm Forrester. And today,
So some of the things that I thought were really good about the other videos were the way that they showed examples. So in the first one, she rips up the paper. So I screwed up the paper, broke up sticks and branches so that you could see what the physical changes are. Then I lit the fire to show chemical changes. So I spoke about smoke as a byproduct and different ways that they can tell chemical changes, like Bosman did. So looking for things like smoke or how you might find bubbles, and also how colour and different things like that can alert them to chemical changes, really embedding that a new substance equals a chemical change. So that was something that I thought would be easy for the students to understand. At the end, I've also shown them that charcoal can be used to do art. A lot of children at my school really love art, so I thought using art in my video might make science a little bit more interesting for those students. So, to sum up, chemical and physical changes are a really fun topic. There are lots of videos, lots of resources out there about it. My resource gives them one example with a character, so hopefully it's very engaging, age specific, teenagers love fire, and that's my resource. Thank you for listening. I hope this is useful.